G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of U-BOAT on U-764. It's the 22nd of August 1944. Hope you enjoyed the previous episode where we made a pretty decent dent in the Atlantic Ocean. And today we're going to try and do a repeat, but we're going to try and improve on that and aim for a few more tons in this episode. So here's the map. This is where we are, heading out right into the middle of the Atlantic. We'll keep trying to top up that last stand there. We're currently at 60 something thousand. We want to try and be aiming up towards the 100. We'll come into the area, and if we find a convoy on the way, then perfect. And if we don't find anything in the patrol zone, well, we'll just search around here. There's some good shipping lanes around here on the way to the British Isles, so I'm sure we're going to pick something up today. Okay, we've had intel from a friendly U-boat about a convoy, and we've been stalking that convoy for a little while now. So we're pretty much getting ourselves into a position where we can come in and attack. It's got 14 ships minimum, I would say. Maybe 20 odd. So we're obviously not going to be able to pick the whole convoy apart, but we'll try and get the big targets dealt with for sure. So we've just come into range. So let's have a look and see what we're dealing with here. Couple of ships, and there we have an enemy carrier. Well, that is priority number one, because if we do our attack and this carrier is still around, then they're going to start launching aircraft. So, and plus I love sinking carriers, why not? Pretty much the biggest prize in the game. You don't get any credit for it from management, but we'll take credit for ourselves. So let's just get the scope around. Now you guys should let me know how long you like an episode to be, because I do spend quite a lot of time editing, and if you want longer videos, then that means quicker editing times. So I try to cut out all the boring stuff normally and just keep all the action, but I know some people like to watch pretty much. I think most of my recordings are about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Obviously I wouldn't put that onto YouTube. I could cut that down quite a bit, as I do. Mostly end up with around 30-minute videos, maybe 40. So here's our carrier. I think we might use one of the other ships to work out the solution for this though. So yeah, let me know in the comments about how long you like an episode to be, because I normally aim 30 minutes, but if that's not enough for everybody, then I'm happy to make some changes. So we know they're doing 80 degrees. Well, we better do a speed check here. Front of the ship through and start the clock. And we'll let the back of the boat through, stop the clock there. 7 knots. Pretty standard. Let's just get a distance check on the C3. Priority number one is obviously going to be our carrier, but we might do 2 torpedoes at one of the freighters and 2 torpedoes at a carrier, and that'll give us a little bit more chance. We want to get some tonnage as well as taking names, as in carriers and escort ships. There's quite a lot of tonnage here already. A couple of C3s. They're good to go. They count a lot towards your tonnage. They're pretty much the heaviest thing you can get. Some tankers are heavy. We want to be looking at this. It's a rogue class. Yeah, the Illustrious is with the bridge in the middle. So 7 knots for you, 80 degrees for you. And distance check looks pretty far away at the moment. Yeah, it's just 2 kilometers too much, so I think we should proceed time just a little bit. Also the firing angle is not very good for us right now, so we'll just fast forward time a bit, let her come into range, and she should be all good to go hopefully now. 5 kilometers is what we want. So let's have a quick look. It's 5.2, should be alright. By the time the torpedoes get there, it'll be more like 5. So we should be okay with that. So tubes 1 and 2 will go towards this, and then we will quickly suss out another attack. Probably on one of these C3s, I think is going to be the best bet. This one here looks pretty good to us. Just double check the distance, and hopefully we can time this right that we hit both at the same time. Now it's annoying hitting a C3 because sometimes they take two torpedoes, sometimes they take 1, sometimes they take 3. You can never tell what damage you're going to do to a C3. I much prefer attacking a Liberty. So I just use the compass to mark out where we want our torpedo. So when it gets to that circle there, we will fire away on this C3, and if we time it right, that should mean that we get double hit. I've said that in the past and it doesn't work out. Can't guarantee it every time. That'd be nice though. So tubes 3 and 4, we'll fire those away right about now. Okay, we've got 1 hit on the aircraft carrier. Maybe the second was a dud. Unfortunate. And it looks like we've got hits on the C3 as well. Unfortunately, can't film 2 things at once, so my main focus is on this aircraft carrier. So we've done a fair bit of damage to her. She won't be launching any aircraft, I wouldn't think. By the time that health bar goes down a little bit more, she takes on some water. Let's just have a look at our C3 here. Yep, she is pretty badly damaged. Just a case of the water coming in, which it's doing very quickly. So I'd say our C3 is a goner. So 2 torpedoes has worked for that on this occasion. This thing I don't think is going to sink. Might be enough to make it lag behind the convoy though, which will make it easy for us to come through and destroy. So she will go down one way or another, even if we have to use the anti-aircraft gun like we did in the previous episode. So yeah, this C3 is definitely a goner. That's 7,000 tons done. So that's actually the mission objective complete, but we don't come out to just complete the objectives, we come out to sink multiple ships, and don't really like going home with any torpedoes extra, so we may as well use what we have if we can. So looking good there. Okay, so a few hours has passed since our last attack there, and we have another C3 cargo here. We're in a pretty good position to attack, and I would definitely say that they've calmed down since the previous attack. So yep, C3, recognize that. Pretty much doing the same course. I would say doing 7. Just need a quick distance check on the C3. And there's also, I think, something behind it that we'll want to have a go with. So yep, C3 is looking good. Good position for that. Not that ship there, that's quite far away. This one here is a Liberty cargo. Perfect, that's a lot of extra tonnage for us. So 7 knots. I might do a double check, seeing as it's at 6 knots for some reason. Must be one of the guys on board has automatically put that in, but I don't know if I trust him. If you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself these days. And we'll stop the clock there. 7 knots, just as I thought it should be. So I think we'll attack the C3 first, 2 torpedoes at the C3, and then we'll quickly snap back and we'll just double check the distance just in case. All good. Cold torpedoes, that's not good, so we'll get our guys on that. We don't want to have any duds. We've already missed 1 torpedo which was a dud. That was a warm torpedo as well, so we'll just let these guys get on with it. Want to increase our chances of success here, so 2 warm torpedoes. I did double check on the distance, well within range. So 2 torpedoes. Can we have this ready any second now, please? No. So we'll send 1 cold torpedo, 1 warm, and then the Liberty should hopefully be taking 2 warm torpedoes. I don't know why this guy wasn't warming torpedoes up for us before, but it's what we got to deal with. So we'll just wait until one of them is ready before we press fire. So in the meantime, what's he up to? Just putting it in. Okay, so it's almost ready. One of them is ready. The other one will be ready any second now as well. So I think these 2 can go. And then we'll snap back round to our Liberty. Target number 2. And we'll see. Hopefully she's got a good range on her now. So they are kind of roughly the same. Yeah, they're pretty much banging the same. Make sure that it's going over the distance of the ship. It should be all good. So fire away. Alright, 2 good hits there on our Liberty. I can't really see the C3. I think it's that thing there right in the middle of the screen in front of us. It's quite far away though. But it looks like we're all good with our Liberty. Hopefully it's going to be enough to take it down. If it's not, she's going to be dead in the water, which is no problem. But it would be good if it went down, and then we don't have to worry about surfacing up. We still have to try and finish off the aircraft carrier. Is that our C3? No, just chimney smoke. Okay, that's not chimney smoke over there, so maybe we did hit the C3. I have to check the map here. It's not that one. Oh, well, our Liberty, it looks like she's going to go down anyway, and hopefully that C3 has got some serious damage at the very least, and if we have to come back to finish it off, then so be it. Well, we've a little bit of time passed here, and we're back with the convoy. They should hopefully have slowed down enough now for another attack, and this enemy destroyer here is kind of a concern for us, so I think it would be a good idea to take it out, get it out of the way. I've got tube 5 aimed towards this. That's kind of what I like to use tube 5 for, is just to have a lazy torpedo in there that I can just shoot a destroyer and either damage it heavily or hopefully sink it. So it looks like an EF class to me. Better do a speed check just to make certain we don't want to be missing. Let's start the clock there. And the back of the boat, stop the clock there. 7 knots, perfect. Quick distance measurement, and yep, she is well within range. Tube 5 coming your way. Let's just up that a little bit just in case it misses. We don't want it to turn back too soon, so tube 5 away. Okay, a nice strike right at the bow of the ship there. Should hopefully do quite a lot of damage. They normally do. Okay, just over half. Sometimes destroyers go down almost instantly after a torpedo strike. Might not be the case with this one though. Bit stubborn. Let's let her Well, she's not going to be chasing us down very quickly. There you go, damage is going down. So we might have to finish this one off with a deck gun possibly. If it keeps sailing though, we have to be a little bit more concerned, but it's not going to be keeping up with us. Well, we're back with them. That destroyer is going to be lagging behind heavily, so we are pretty much open to take shots again without any pressure of being hunted, especially by that one. I think there are others in the convoy still. But we've got another C3 over here. You know what that means. Time for an attack. So they've kind of changed course a little bit since the initial engagement, which is okay. And I think we should do another speed check just to double check. It hasn't been too long since that last attack, so let's have a look. And stop. 9 knots. Okay, I don't like that at all. That's definitely going to be a miss if we choose to fire, so let's have a rest. Alright, we're back with them. Let them calm down. They should have slowed down enough for us to do an attack now. Pretty confident. Just typed in 7 knots on the solution. Might not be the case, but tube 1 and tube 2 will go for this C3. And hopefully that's going to be another 7 or so thousand tons for us. So fire away. Two good hits there for our C3, and the front mast has fallen over. That tells me that she is in serious trouble. Little telltale signs you pick up as you play the game. The front mast falls off, probably means she's going down. 9 times out of 10 anyway. But yep, quick health check, not looking good at all. Just a little bit of flooding that needs to come on, and she's off down to the bottom. That's great news for us, and we can line ourselves up for another attack. Must be running quite low of torpedoes actually by now, but we'll use up what we've got. And it's been good to sink mainly only the big stuff today. No messing around with little empires. Just the big cargo ships for us. Okay, so she's still got a little bit of water to take on. Sometimes they like to just sit still in the water like this and you have to finish them with the deck gun. So that may be the case. Pass a bit of time. And if it doesn't go down, we'll just put a few marks on the map and then we'll come back. And we'll do it off with the deck gun, which allows us to keep attacking the rest of the convoy. So let's get to that. Well, we have been hunting these guys all day. From dawn till dusk. We've done a fair amount of damage, but we've still got a couple of torpedoes left in the hold, so let's get this C3 locked in. We will double check the speed. I'm not too sure if they will be doing 6 knots. I'm pretty sure they should be doing 7 by now. And the back, 7 knots, perfect. Yeah, so tube 3 and 4. Tube 1 and 2 are empty, so it must be the last 2 that we have. So hopefully this is going to be enough to sink this ship straight away. Tubes 3 and 4, fire away. Okay, 2 very nice hits there on the C3, right in the middle. And like before, front mast is falling down, so she's in real trouble. Got a nice fire on. It's not enough though. It's not a huge fire, but it might end up taking over a little bit for us and helping us out. Just take a quick screenshot there for the thumbnail. And let's get a quick damage report in a second. Yeah, she's listing real hard. I would say she's going to go down. Still a couple of ships in the distance there, but no torpedoes for them. Hopefully they're small ships and we can just surface up and use the deck gun. Still got one torpedo in tube 5. It's my emergency torpedo. So we'll watch the C3 sink, and then we'll get back to business and go see what these other ships are and see what more damage we can cause. Well, we're just back here with the C3 that we didn't manage to sink completely. There's nothing else around us. So let's have a look at the lifeboats, and we may as well take a whole load of prisoners. Not really fussed about who comes with us, they're all the same. And we're going to need to jump onto the deck gun, a couple of rounds into this thing, just to help it go down. And then we're going to have to continue stalking those other ships. We need to see what they are. If we can do a surface attack with them, we will. If we can't, then I guess we're just going to have to focus on trying to find the aircraft carrier, which I think is sitting dead in the water now. So we will deck gun that thing down. And it looks like our C3 is definitely going to go. Put one more round into it just to make sure. Sometimes the flooding can take too long. But I would say she's definitely a goner. That's a few more tons for us, so good going. Well, just closing in. There's another ship here that we've marked. Tidy up the map as well. Get in there. See what it is that we're dealing with. Oh, okay, so it's a destroyer. Hopefully they've abandoned ship and not sitting there waiting for us to surface and use a deck gun on us. That wouldn't go down well. We'll close the distance though. And a couple of shots again. Shouldn't take much more than that. We are a little bit far. But that's alright. One or two shots. Yeah, she's starting to take on a bit more water. So I don't think we need to shoot again. She's gone. That's her out the way. Alright, we've got ourselves a lazy Empire here, which we will just have a surface engagement with. She's undefended and it's just going to be easy pickings for us, so onto the deck gun. And we'll just pick holes in her all over the hull. Start putting her down low in the water. We've got plenty of ammunition, so we'll just shoot our way through it. You know how it goes. And she'll be gone in just a jiffy. Alright, about time we got a fire. So health's very low now. I think this fire's gonna pretty much do the rest of it for us. But just to speed the process up, a few more rounds into the hull. Not really fussed if we make the fire even larger, but just want this ship to go down so that we can focus on what we haven't taken care of yet. Sometimes this flooding just takes a little bit too long. Could probably drive away and it would just sink on its own, but we want to witness it for ourselves. So yeah, she's definitely going to go down, so we'll just watch that and then we'll get moving on, and I'm sure there's other stuff that we need to go and take care of after this. Just throwing the cargo and the lifeboats overboard, so confirmation she's going down. That's another 3,000 or 4,000 tons. So we I haven't been really keeping track, but I think we're doing pretty well.
Höhenbruch, Sie sinken.
So here she is. This is the aircraft carrier. The first thing we attacked. So it's been sitting here for a very long time, all day. And it doesn't really seem to be that badly damaged. Health bar is pretty low. A couple of shots with the gun and she'll go down. She's pretty far away though. Don't mind a bit of practice. Just would have been nice to sink it with the torpedoes rather than the deck gun though. Well, not bad, we did all of that and we haven't even reached the patrol zone yet, so let's just plot up a course and get it done and see if we can find something else. Alright, back to port safely, so let's just have a quick look. Are we going to get the medal? Not quite. That's alright though. So we were on something like 60 odd thousand. Bloody hell, we did a fair amount of damage there. So Empire record sunk, Frank Lever sunk, Little sunk, Valor sunk, Oaktown sunk. We've got a fair few. 2, 4, 6, 7 ships all up. Not to forget the carrier, which is obviously the big prize. Counts for 5 ships in my opinion, but whatever. Should at least give us the tonnage value. Well, there we have it guys. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next episode. And don't forget to leave a comment about video length. I want suggestions. If you're happy with the way it is, then leave it as it is, then that's fine. And if you want longer or shorter videos, then that is also fine.